Welcome to the fifth video in the Advanced Excel course. In this video, we'll learn about this function called VLOOKUP. If you look at the sheet name here, it's called VLOOKUP. What V stands for is vertical. Vertical means column. So this function helps you find values in columns and not rows. For that, there's another function which is not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about VLOOKUP. Now imagine we already saw the enrollment data, but what you also have is this infrastructure data, which is the same schools, but you also have these new columns here, which are safe drinking water available, yes, no, electricity available, yes, no, playground, library, and then the number of boys toilet or girls toilet. Now, what you have been asked to do is that you have been given this list of 10 schools. You have the school name, and you have the school U-DISE code, and you have the school management, block, and district, all of that. But you have to furnish these two details. You have to furnish the total enrollment of that particular school and whether electricity is available in that school or not. Now, one way to do it is that you know there's these 10 schools. So you just go to the enrollment data, you either set a filter and you find all of those schools manually, and then you type that data here. But why do it manually when you can use a formula to do it? So we'll use the VLOOKUP formula. It's very straightforward if you try to look at exactly what it is asking for. You see, I typed the VLOOKUP formula, I opened the bracket. The first thing it asks for is the lookup value. What is lookup value? Lookup value is what do you need to search for? Now what we need to search for in this task is the school. So we could use either the school name or the U-DISE code. So let's go with school name for now. Okay, so the lookup value is school name. So I've clicked on this and it has taken the cell reference, which is D2. Now I press comma, and next thing it asks me for is table array. What does table array mean? Table array means where do you want to look for this value? Now we are looking for total enrollment. So I'll go to the enrollment sheet. And here I want to look for this value in this table, and I'll select this table starting with the column where my school name is. So you shouldn't start with any other column. Always start with the column where your lookup value is located. So my lookup value, which is school 10, is located in this column. So I'll start here and I'll drag all the way to total enrollment. You see? It says enrollment data sheet, which is this one, from D to K, which is from school name all the way to total enrollment, which is K. I press comma again. Next thing is asked for is col index num, which is the column index number. Now the column index number is based on the table array. Since we have given it the table array of school name to total enrollment, and what we want to be returned is the total enrollment, which is the last column. So we'll just count what is the number of that column. So school name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want the 8th column to be returned. So we'll press 8, comma again, and the last option is true or false. What true does is it uses an approximate match. So that is not what we want. Approximate match, what it would do is, if it finds school 1, it will return that value also, because school 1 is almost the same as school 10. Only one digit is different, right? 1, 0 and 1. But that's not what we want. We want an exact match. So we'll type false here. We'll close our formula. We'll press enter, and there you go. The value has been returned. And if I double click on this and apply it to the whole table, it will do the same thing for all of the other schools as well. If I double click on this, you can see it's using school 89 in the columns D to K of enrollment data sheet and returning the last value, which is the 8th column, and doing an exact matching because we said false. Now you can manually match this also. So school 89, now this formula says total enrollment is 68. Let's manually verify it. We'll go to total enrollment is K and we'll go to school number 89, which is this one. Correct. It is 68, and that is exactly what our formula returned as well. Let's do it one more time, but this time we'll use the U-DISE code for matching instead, because for matching we have to use the lookup value that is unique. Now imagine in our data the multiple schools have the same U-DISE code, right? Or if multiple schools have the same name, then we can't use VLOOKUP because Excel doesn't know which one do you want. Now imagine if this was also school 1 and this one was also school 1. How would Excel know which school do you want? Here you could maybe refer to the U-DISE code. So to do that, let's write the function again. We'll go to VLOOKUP. What is our lookup value? This time our lookup value is the U-DISE code. Again, what is our table array that we're looking in? We are going to look in, the first column has to be the U-DISE code. So we'll start with the U-DISE code and go all the way to total enrollment. And we want the 7th column and we want exact matching, and there you go. Even by using U-DISE code, we get the exact same results back. Okay, but here what we actually needed was the electricity available in that school. So what I'll do is I'll delete this and I'll look up for that instead. I'll select U-DISE code, and instead now I'll go to the infrastructure data sheet. There I'll start with the U-DISE code column and go all the way till electricity. Now electricity is U-DISE code is 1, management 2, this is 3, that's 4, and I want an exact match. And yes, this school has electricity available, and same goes for all the other ones as well. So this is how VLOOKUP works when you're trying to find data that is to the right hand side of what your lookup value is. You see, our lookup value here was school 1 or U-DISE code, and the data that we wanted was total enrollment or electricity, which is to the right hand side of our lookup value. Then we can use VLOOKUP. Now in case that is not the case, then we need the index and match functions. Now here you see I have the U-DISE code, but I need to find the block and school name. But in my data, the block and school name fall on the left hand side of U-DISE code. Here VLOOKUP cannot help me. For that I need to use the index and match functions, which we'll learn about in the last video of this course. This video was about VLOOKUP. I hope you understood what we tried to learn here. And of course, the best way to understand something is by practicing it. So do practice the practice sheet that is given with this video. And I hope to see you in the last video.